Welcome back to Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Thursday, January 18th, 2018. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. It's been said that the body can achieve what the mind can conceive. And apparently, former 212 perennial Olympia contender Eduardo Correa has it in his mind that come hell or high water, he's going to do whatever it takes to get his butt back in the gym. A few weeks removed from undergoing surgery to repair a few nagging injuries, the pride of Brazil is already in the process of starting his long road back to recovery. Monday morning, we saw some new shoulder training video released from the Correa camp, where we catch a glimpse of the big man slowly starting to get his back into the swing of things once again. At this point in his career, it's tough to know whether or not we'll ever see Eduardo Correa set foot on an IFBB stage again. But if he can ever manage to nurse himself back to health and start to get back into that old super sliced Eduardo Correa groove, you never know when that old itch might come calling once again. My favorite athletes in bodybuilding have always been the irrational confidence guys. There's just something about someone who believes that they can literally do anything that sucks you in as a fan. So that's probably why I'm loving what second-year big man Luis Justin Rodriguez has been doing lately. Knee-deep in the midst of his first Arnold Classic prep, the former North American champ has now officially passed the halfway point on his road to Columbus, where he'll be up there sharing the stage with some of the best in the business. Looking back at what he brought to the table during last year's rookie campaign, it's hard not to be optimistic about what sort of new improvements Rodriguez and his team are putting together for their early season run. So as long as he doesn't get caught up in the wave of the whole Arnold mania, I think this kid has a shot to possibly compete for a top 5 finish. A few years ago, we saw LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers bounce back to win an NBA title one season after a pretty agonizing loss to the Golden State Warriors. And heading into this year's Arnold Classic, it almost feels like men's physique bad boy Andre Ferguson has a little bit of that old Cleveland Cavaliers swag running through his blood for this year's prep. Almost one full year removed from last year's close runner-up finish at the Arnold, Ferguson seems like he's approaching this year's prep like a man who's ready to settle up some unfinished business, the old-fashioned way. Right now, Ferguson is coming off the most electric season of his entire career, and I can't think of a better way to start his encore performance than by locking up his first career Arnold Classic title. If Andre Ferguson really wants that men's physique crown, he's definitely going to have his work cut out for him, because right now, hometown Ohio kid George Brown is out there looking like a man on a mission. Over the last few weeks, Brown seems to have cranked up the intensity to an entirely different level, and my sources close to the Brown camp tell me that he's on pace to bring in the most complete look from front to back of his entire career. For the better part of the last 5 years, Brown has been one of those guys who's always found a way to keep himself in that small group of guys occupying the upper echelon of the men's physique division. But pulling off a career-defining win at the Arnold right there inside his home state will instantly shoot him right up into Olympia contender status and change the entire narrative of the season moving forward. Sometimes time off to push the reset button gives the body and the mind a chance to realign and finally get back to center, which is exactly where it feels like Courtney King is sitting right about now. After pulling out of the Olympia last year to get a much-needed reset, the 2016 Bikini Olympia champ looks like she's starting to get her groove back. If you can remember back to this time a year ago, it was right around now that we saw King start to pick up steam on the way to her second place finish at the Arnold. So now that her body and her mind finally seem to be back in alignment, let's see if we can get the lights out Courtney King we saw a few years ago at some point this season. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.